Ready. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am...
Love it. Afternoon Express on this Monday afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in, South Africa. I am not alone. Dreams do come true, ladies and gentlemen, because beside me is the ever so gorgeous, ever so elegant, ever so tall Miss Joanne Strauss. How are you?
Fadi, I am super, super excited to be here. What a treat. I mean, I get to be here on a Monday morning with you and, of course, celebrating all the wonderful things about to come up in the show. I'm
so excited for the show. We've got a lot lined up on the show today. Let's just get stuck right into it on this Monday.
Absolutely. So lots coming on. We've got a brand new week right here on Afternoon Express, and we're super excited to be joining you because we've got so much. Today we meet the actress Nambitha Ben-Mazwi, and she's fast becoming one of SA's leading ladies on our screen. She starred in a number of local and international productions, and she recently had a lead role in SABC1's legal drama Diamond City.
I have to tell you, I'm a huge fan of Nambitha. Lady Nam. Oh, can't wait to have her on the couch. We also chat to Adrienne Robinson, who is a specialist in epileptic management. She shed some light on all things that you need to know about managing this condition and how to assist people around you who are affected by epilepsy. We also chat to Taryn Miller and her adorable little son, Emmett Miller, who is diagnosed with epilepsy.
Absolutely. Looking forward to having them on the couch. We also spread some goodness with Bajubilile. So we have Baja Gigaba, a representative of Nambitha Shoes, who has been spreading some goodness by distributing shoes to underprivileged schools. Now, we also have a phenomenal performance from, and this is Akuteta now, Sanka Experiment, a spiritual avant-garde band. Now, remember to connect with us, of course, on all our social media platforms and tell us which SABC drama or soapy would you want to be a character in. Tweet us on @AfternoonChat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page.
That's a very good question. I've always wanted to play a villain. I think that is
I think that would be fun. I think villains are always the most fun to play. So I'd also
the question is, will South Africa take me seriously? I highly doubt it.
No, you're very sweet. I think you've got this, which actually makes you a great villain. I think that would make you an amazing villain.
We're switching it up on Afternoon Express. Now, Nambitha, our first guest, Ben-Mazwi, also known as Lady Nam, is a talent who has stolen the hearts of viewers with her acting. She boasts an impressive resume, having starred in popular international and local productions. Now, her latest lead role in the new SABC1 drama, Diamond City, is one for the books. Let's have a look at a riveting scene starring Nambitha.
The defense will not only show that there was at least one other person in the apartment during the night in question, but they also will show that there has been systematic attempt in destroying evidence. By whom and why? I don't know. But you see, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't change a thing because the defense does not need to answer the who. The burden of proof lies here with the prosecution. If there is reasonable doubt, they have not met their burden of proof, and it is the very intention of this defense to establish reasonable doubt.
Nambitha, such a privilege to have you in our loft and to be chatting to you. I'm super excited, and I was listening to you before. You come with such a grace and such an elegance, almost an old world charm. Now you get to play this criminal lawyer in Diamond City. What was it like for you playing this role?
Whew, you know what? It was so exciting because the corporate and the business scientist in me, which is really my qualification,
which is your calling, perhaps, to a certain extent?
I wouldn't push it, calling.
Yeah, let's see. I still want to see you actually like taking on like proper criminals one day, you know, but yeah.
But it was bliss because I really got to my research into the character. I actually dug out all my biz law books.
Yes.
And I really got into it because whenever I prepare for a role, I really go in. I try to understand the type of person. I try to adopt the actual character's fears, their insecurities, their dreams. And I kind of had to learn law, you know, because I can't be going up there and, you know, talking the jargon and not really understanding what I'm saying, especially when you want to ad-lib. So it was exciting. I felt like I was back, you know, in business. And yeah. There's a lot more I want to say, but I don't want to say too much.
No. I'm looking forward to just expanding and enjoying the character with you. But just tell me, how did it all start for you? Because you were traveling in West Europe, I think, when you were about 12, and that's when this drama, acting, creative bug actually bit.
So when I was 12, yes, I actually started off singing, which I don't really do anymore.
I would love to hear.
No, Joanne, we're not doing that today. But you know what? I always say my journey is like a circle. I literally have come back to who I actually was. So as a child, yes, I was in the arts. I did musicals. I, you know, traveled into it. But I was also a nerd at heart. You know, I was this typical straight A student. Girls have a little young picture of me, but I cannot...
We know how to...
There we go. There's my UCT honours class.
We find things.
But, you know, the thing is, as much as that was always a hobby, which was the arts and doing musicals and being in theatre all the time, it got to the point where I was like, okay, after matric, listen, what am I going to do? I was a fan, very embarrassed to say, of Donald Trump then. The Apprentice times.
We won't discuss politics, but we'll discuss art, so yes.
And I remember listening to an interview of his, and he said one of the great programs is business science at UCT. So I went and did that, but when I got into corporate, I realized I wasn't fulfilled. And I had that very authentic, honest conversation with myself in front of the mirror, and I was like, you know what, is this how I'm really going to change the world? And when I got overwhelmed with the corporate life, where I couldn't actually enjoy what I loved, I couldn't go to auditions anymore because I was always doing the arts on the side. I hosted a radio show at UC Radio, for example. I did the World Cup and
you spent some time in New York. I mean,
New York was the whole entire
journey, yes.
So New York was the journey where I quit. I had no plan, but I knew I needed to leave and I needed to follow my heart. And I made a promise to myself from that day onwards. I said, I'm going to stay true to myself no matter what. And it's been a journey. I mean, New York was when I had to, I grew up. And I had to rely on my strengths there. And I turned a 2-week holiday, didn't get on the plane back, and I ended up staying there for a good 6 months, and I was hosting, and that was an amazing whirlwind experience because I really was in the industry. I was in the deep of it. I got that amazing opportunity that's up now, which was on Viewpoint Live. And when I came back home, that's when this became home, when I did Presenter Search.
And you are doing so well, making us all super, super proud. But you know what I love about you is that you always pay it forward. I think that's something that makes you really stand out because you've done incredible things with, I think it was with Polo, with your first gig. Book Your First Gig. And you've actually adopted a creche, if I'm not mistaken, in Alex. You know, you're very, very aware of the fact that you're using your influence not just to be famous, but to do good.
That's literally my ethos. I'm very, very passionate about that. For me, it makes absolutely no sense if there's no purpose in what I'm doing. So as I said before, you know, I'm on this quest to change the world. And for me, I'm doing it my way. So what's very close to my heart, which is, I'm very passionate about it, are young girls.
Amen. Amen.
So I've started...
If you need my help, please call me.
I am, because I would love to have you. I've started a woman empowerment movement called She Speaks by Lady Nam. It's taken a whole entire world of its own. I'm so proud of it. I'm overwhelmed that it's just grown so much. And that was actually our last installation. I partnered with MAC Cosmetics Africa, who I'm actually one of their faces and ambassadors. So it was a beautiful marriage because I love working with brands that really are very authentic and they buy in on who I am. And I have a very big, I'm not going to compromise on who I am and what I stand for and what I'm passionate about. So if you're willing to hop on and change the world the way that I want to do it, let's go. So She Speaks, we would love to have you as the next guest host.
She Speaks, I love it. I absolutely love the idea that we empower our young women. So I'm with you on this journey. Well done, and thank you for making us so proud. And keep shining.
Thank you so much. It's an honor having you interview me.
Thank you so, so much. Now, we are super, super excited to hear from Pali.
I don't know if you guys are going to leave me behind because I am definitely joining the She Speaks. Joanne, Nambitha, Balisa, please. What a powerhouse. Absolutely love her. Such incredible talent. Now, electricity has become a vital resource in our daily lives, but with load shedding taking place, we're realizing just how stressful it is not having electricity. So after the break, we share some much needed tips on how to navigate load shedding. Plus, we chat to Baja Gigaba, who's a representative of Nambitha Shoes, who's been spreading some goodness by distributing shoes to underprivileged schools with the Crush crew. Welcome back to Afternoon Express on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Now, even though electricity might not have your back, we've got your back here on Afternoon Express, because with load shedding upon us, we've decided to give you a few tips and tricks on how to survive and prepare for this dark period with ease. Clem, take us through it.
Okay, so my theory is this is something I do at home. I've got an emergency load shedding bag.
So this is like a survival kit?
Yeah, I like it. It's even like that military green. This is my bag, actually. It really is. Yeah. So literally what happens when the lights go out, I know everything I need is going to be inside this bag.
Love it. Okay.
Let's talk through the bag. It always starts off with a first aid kit. Okay. You never know what's going to happen. You really don't. The worst thing is you have an injury, looking for a plaster, looking for a bandage. Wow. First aid kit goes in there first.
100%.
Then it's all about being prepared. There are so many apps out there now that'll tell you when the load shedding is going to happen, what stage you're in, what time it's going to happen, how long it's going to last.
Okay.
So get clued up, stay Eskom woke, okay?
Stay Eskom woke.
Get those apps and prepare for it. That's the most important thing. So my tip at work, I always keep my laptop charged. If you don't have a laptop, I understand completely. That's when you can maybe get a power bank, like we have the blue one over there.
Love it.
They're inexpensive and they really work. It's when your cell phone's not charged, you need a bit of juice, that's where it comes in play. But with your laptop, you can actually plug it in. It gives you a very fast charge, and it stays like charged for a very long time.
So you charge your laptop at work, so that by the time you get home, all you have to do is just plug in your cell phone, and then you're good to go. And
that's obviously if you forgot to charge your cell phone.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, then what happens during the time? What are you gonna do? This is something I honestly do. We play board games.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the dark?
In the dark? No. We've got torches, so that's a big one. That'll light up a big room. That's our big little torch over there. It's our little one. This is a light of mine. Okay.
That's a belly-sized torch.
Okay, you can have this. Okay, maybe you're not. It belongs to someone else. But then also what we do is candles and lighters go in the bag as well. Lighters go in like the smaller pouches, so you can always find them. But don't go for the tiny dinky ones. Go for a big one, so you'll find it pretty quickly. Then obviously, you got to eat, right? So what you can do is you can go to Woolies, rotisserie chickens, and their salads. Perfectly done.
Oh, nice.
So you can have a hot meal during load shedding, okay? If you have enough time at home to get actually to make something very quickly, I prefer using the frozen rice, frozen mash, cooking it on a gas cooker. Inexpensive. These things last for so long.
Brilliant.
Guys, we are rejoicing in load shedding right now.
We're definitely ESCOM woke, and I'm really I think for the next
It's like Valentine's Day with candlelight throughout the year.
I love
Thank you.
A picnic on the floor, what is not to love? Now, these are just a few tips that will help you get through load shedding. And if you have any other tips that you'd like to share with us, please let me know on Facebook or our Twitter pages.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life. Made with love by Clover.
Goodness has been the core of everything that Clover Crush stands for. Now, the Crush Goodness campaign is settling to show that adding a bit of goodness every day has the power to change the world for the better. Now, as courtesy of Clover Crush, 20,000 students in communities across South Africa will be receiving a brand new pair of school shoes over the next few weeks. Now, to help spread the goodness, they partnered with Smart Steps shoes, and they've taken on the important role of providing the school shoes to the students. Joining us in the loft, we speak to Baja Gigaba, product developer at Smart Steps, and we're speaking about their collaboration with Clover Crush. So a big welcome, Baja. Thank you very, very much for the incredible work that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, Joanne.
So, tell me a bit more about the project. I think, you know, for me, the idea of giving a student a brand new pair of shoes, that's quite symbolic to help them on their journey.
It is. So for us, school shoes is more than just a product. It symbolizes pride and actually gives that sense of new beginning and excitement to the new students. And then, so obviously for us being part of this project and actually collaborating with Clover, we feel that we've empowered the students and we've given them that fresh start, that everybody starts off as equals.
Now, Smart Steps has been absolutely instrumental. What is the key idea for you as an organization in terms of doing good?
We're very much based on Ubuntu. So which is the reason why we got excited about the project. So doing good for us is about reaching out to the needy, to the less fortunate, and actually assisting them. In this case, Smart Steps came at the Good Crush project. It came through at a good time because we're also providing school shoes, which is an essential, which is our way of extension to the less needy people.
Baja, I love the idea because it is, you know, in terms of Ubuntu, it is at the core of who we are as South Africans.
Yes.
But as ordinary South Africans, what can we too do to spread the goodness and to make sure that we're all in on this wonderful initiative?
We feel that it's beyond just giving physical, tangible stuff to people, but giving your time.
That is our most valuable asset, yes.
It's like giving your time, just stopping and listening and observing at your environment of what is happening, who needs what. So you don't necessarily have to think that in order to give, you have to have something physical to give to the next person. So we, as Smart Steps, we feel that time as well is the utmost very precious resource that you can actually give back to the community.
Fantastic. So doing good, spreading the goodness, that's a very important thing. Also, even in this month of February, I'm very inspired by this. So a big, big thank you to you. And I just want to find out, in terms of what normal South Africans can do, we can give our time. We said time is our most precious value, our most precious asset. So go out there and spread the Ubuntu. It's all about spreading the love and spreading the goodness.
Thank you.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life. Made with love by Clover.
Now, over the past few weeks, Clover Crush has proved that spreading a little dose of goodness can go a long way with their Crush Goodness campaign. Now, they're on a mission of distributing 20,000 brand new Smart Step school shoes to deserving students across South Africa. Now, it goes to show that not only is it a great tasting juice, but their brand really cares about giving back to communities. Now, to help spread the goodness, they invited actress, mother and businesswoman Connie Ferguson at the Livangeli Primary School. If you are seeking a little inspiration to spread those good vibes, watch this. At Livangeli Primary, much-loved actress Connie was here to give away a pair of Smart Step school shoes to every child, courtesy of the Clover #Crush Goodness campaign.
I decided to be part of this Crush Goodness campaign because giving gives me so much satisfaction, and I don't believe that we do enough of it in our country. So when this opportunity arose, I jumped in. I mean, I didn't even think twice about it. I think we underestimate how important school shoes are to especially primary school children who usually either wear small school shoes or do not even have a pair of school shoes. I grew up in a small town called Loadshedding, so we know how precious it is for these kids to first of all be comfortable when they go to school so that they're able to focus when they're in class.
Our learners felt so excited because they only saw Connie in the TV, only on the television. They are so happy today. Yes, these school shoes can change our learners' life. They are so excited. They even want to open it just now, as they are excited.
I like my new shoes because I think there's more rubber here to jump.
I'm feeling glad because my school shoes are getting too old, so that's why I'm feeling glad.
I feel so happy because we get the new shoes, and my mom going to be so happy. I like to say thank you to Clover and God bless them.
I feel happy because Clover gave me the shoes, and it's make me very, very happy that my mom will be happy. I like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The campaign is back again for the second year because they saw that there's still a huge gap of children that do not have shoes to come to school. People have been receiving it very much positive. Even the schools that we've been, they even came out singing, thanking Clover that, you know what, we thank you for bringing this to us.
I think handing out the school shoes in the classroom especially stood out for me today because there was a one-on-one interaction with the kids. And you see, I mean, some of them are so shy. They want to say thank you. They don't really know how to say it because they're so reserved. They don't even believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable to them that someone could just give them a brand new pair of school shoes. But you can tell they're very happy. And for me, that's all I can ask for.
Being sure to share the goodness amongst the community, Next Crush brings smiles to the Pro Novus Special School and the Dundee Aged Centre.
To have Clover here today for us is in a farm town, you know, it's actually a pleasure and an honor to actually have and whatever they're going to be giving to our kids.
Often people forget about us, especially the old age homes, etc. We get a lot of goodness on Mandela Day and also at Christmas time, but during the year there's a lot of people who forget about that there are places like old age homes. So it's great to know that you've actually thought about us.
Today has been so special to me. I mean, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I love children. And just seeing so many happy little faces with bright smiles, and it's been a very humbling experience. So this is something that I definitely like to do a lot more of.
This Crush campaign has truly gotten me into such a giving spirit, and I hope it's doing the same for you at home. Go out into your communities and give. Now, epilepsy is a condition that's not fully understood by people, and people with epilepsy experience psychological and emotional discrimination. So after the break, we have to shed some light on some much needed information about epilepsy and how to be mindful of people who have this condition with Adrienne Robinson, who specializes in epilepsy management. See you after the break. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I'm on the couch with our amazing co-presenter here, Joanne, who's doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you very much. But we're going into a very interesting topic now, which I'm very curious about. I think most people have insufficient information and knowledge on epilepsy, and as a result, people that live with this condition are often discriminated against. Now, epilepsy as a condition is characterized by someone shaking, by them falling down, foaming at the mouth, and losing control of his or her bladder or bowel movements. Now, there is only one type of epilepsy that we're describing there. There are various types, and today we have Adrienne Robinson in the loft, and she's going to be sharing some insight and some knowledge on everything we need to know about this condition. Adrienne, thank you very much for being here and helping to spread the real stories, because there are a lot of myths that actually stand behind epilepsy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think for me what's so important, I want to start from the ground. What is epilepsy? And how does it come about? What causes it?
Okay, so epilepsy is defined as a neurological condition that is characterized by recurrent seizures due to unusual electrical activity in the brain. So, firstly, when it comes to the causes, there are various causes of epilepsy, but it's important to note that about 66% of cases of epilepsy, the cause is actually unknown. So the underlying cause of that epilepsy is unknown, which is what we call idiopathic epilepsy. Then we have symptomatic epilepsy, when we can identify that underlying cause. So some of the causes involve things like a brain injury, any bleeding on the brain or a brain tumor, even excessive use of drugs and alcohol can lead to epilepsy, any sort of complications during birth. If a baby doesn't receive enough oxygen during birth, can also possibly lead to someone developing epilepsy.
I just want to have an understanding also, Adrienne. I mean, it's one of these conditions that we don't know much about. Who can get epilepsy, and how many people are affected by this condition?
So epilepsy does not discriminate as a condition. It can really affect anyone, regardless of your age, your gender, your race, where you're from. None of those sort of external factors play a part. It can affect anyone at any time. And in South Africa, it affects 1 in every 100 people. So it is a really high rate in South Africa of people who are living with epilepsy.
My mind is blown.
That is quite an alarming statistic. And we don't know enough about this condition. Like you said, there are various types of it, and you can actually develop it later on in life.
Yeah.
But how do these seizures look like? We've already described that the common that people know straight off is the foaming of the mouth, the falling down, the shaking. But how do different seizures look like?
Yeah, so I think that's definitely the one that most people associate when they think of epilepsy. So firstly, there are 2 main categories when we talk about epilepsy seizures. So we first have the generalized type of seizures, and that is when that electrical activity that I spoke about in the brain is affecting the whole brain. So the whole organ is being affected by that electrical activity, and the person's consciousness will be affected during a generalized seizure. So that's what you called as a tonic-clonic seizure would fall under generalized seizures. Then we have what we call partial seizures, and that's when the electrical activity is localized to one section of the brain. So the person's consciousness isn't always affected, however, it can be. And then if you're having a partial seizure, it can develop into what we call a secondary generalized seizure. So although it started in that one part of the brain, the electrical activity then develops and it continues into a generalized seizure.
I mean, Joanne, I don't know about you, but at school, we've had some instances where people have had epileptic fits, and we kind of don't know what to do. We don't know how to save them. What are the common myths and misconceptions that people have? I know some people say you put something in your mouth, I don't know, like a penny or something, or you hold them, you move them.
Okay, so there's a lot of myths out there. And it's just important to differentiate that a myth is something that hasn't been sort of proven by scientific research, or it's not a scientific fact. So that one about the spoon in the mouth is a very common myth, that someone might swallow their tongue during a seizure. So that is actually virtually impossible for someone to swallow their tongue. So never put anything in a person's mouth, like a spoon or a cloth, anything like that. Then another myth that's quite common is that a person who's having epilepsy or has seizures is maybe there's witchcraft involved or sort of spiritual possession. That is also not true. It is a medical condition. So yeah, we're really always working to break that stigma that people with epilepsy need to be avoided or excluded or anything like that. What's some other myths? Another myth is that people with epilepsy, that their intellect is affected, but that is also not true. People with epilepsy can go on to achieve amazing things. They can learn as anyone else can, attend mainstream schools. So they don't need to be given sort of, placed in a special school immediately or anything like that.
It's a condition that you manage, and if you know how to manage it, if you're equipped, then it's not something that you need to fear. It's something you need to understand. How does one, I mean, if you could just talk through it, if there is somebody having a seizure, how does one, as a bystander, as somebody who's around, how do you aptly assist?
Okay. So firstly, what we always tell our clients is to try and remain calm. I know that you might feel a bit panicked, so just take a deep breath, try and recall these few steps. And these steps that we're going to give you now is really just for the tonic-clonic type of seizure that we mentioned, the generalized seizure. So firstly, you need to try and take note of the time. So if you have a watch on you or a clock, so that you can time the length of the seizure, that is very important.
So you know exactly how long it lasts.
Exactly how long it lasts, yes. Then you're going to try and cushion the person's head. So use whatever you have available, if it's a jacket or a handbag, something to try and support their neck and their head so that it doesn't lead to any further injuries during that seizure. You're also going to just move any sort of furniture that could possibly injure the person during the seizure, rather than trying to move the person, rather move the objects. And then you're going to loosen.
Don't move the person.
Unless they are in danger, like in a busy road or by machinery. Otherwise, rather move what you possibly can. Then to try and loosen any tight clothing that is around their neck. It's to do with opening up their breathing. So any sort of tight buttons or scarf, just open that up so that their airway is free and the person can breathe easily. Then you're going to place the person onto their side into the recovery position. So you start by pulling their leg over, and then the rest of their body will follow. It's important to note that their top arm is sort of out straight and that the top leg is bent, so that it's going to hold them. They're not going to roll back onto their front, Then you just need to stay with the person and reassure them until the seizure has ended. All the while, we are obviously taking track of the time. So if a seizure goes longer than 5 minutes, that is when you need to get emergency services involved. That would be an emergency situation. The only other time you would call the ambulance is if a person is sort of going in and out of seizures. So they're having multiple seizures in a short period of time.
So much to take in all at once, but I just want everyone and the viewers at home to know that timing is important, to not touch the person. In fact, rather move things around them and not the person.
And stay calm.
And stay calm.
And just ensure that they're breathing freely throughout the whole time, and protect their dignity. If they've they lost control of their bladder, cover that up for them.
Adrienne, thank you so much for empowering us. I think that's the thing as well. When it comes to managing a condition, it's about understanding it and being able to manage it from there.
Definitely. Exactly. Engage with us on social media and let us know your thoughts on epilepsy and how it's affected those around you. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. But after the break, we send me off to Johannesburg, where I celebrated the Day of Love, being Valentine's Day, with South Africa's favorite couple, Usomizi no Mohale. See you after the break.
welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, picture this. Luxurious lounge seating, canapé service, gourmet grazing tables, champagne all day, premium Veuve Clicquot bars, private butler service, all with your favorite person. Now, we are giving you the opportunity to have all of that and so much more at the Veuve Clicquot Masters Polo, Cape Town, taking place at the Val de Vie estate on the 2nd of March 2019. Now, to enter, all you have to do is to go onto the Afternoon Express Facebook page and leave a comment describing who you would take along if you won the Veuve Clicquot Masters Polo Cape Town competition and why you would go with this person. Now, the competition will end on Monday, 25 February, so get creative and give yourself a chance to win the experience of a lifetime. The prize includes flights for 2 to Cape Town, 1 luxury dinner and lunch, and transfers during your stay. Best of all is the exclusive experience at the annual Veuve Clicquot Masters Polo Cape Town. Now, enter the competition on the Afternoon Express Facebook page. T's and C's do apply.
Looking so forward to the Veuve Clicquot Polo. I wonder what I'll be wearing is the question. But whilst I think about that, have a look at where I celebrated my Valentine's Day being a professional third-wheeler with Usomizi no Mohale up in Joburg, where the Southgate McDonald's turned their drive-through into a tunnel of love. Check this out. It's Valentine's Day and I'm still a part of the singles club, but it's okay because today I'm on my way to McDonald's in Southgate, where I believe they've got a tunnel of love to celebrate today. Let's go find out what it's all about. To celebrate Valentine's Day, McDonald's transformed their drive-thru into a romantic tunnel of love, where good food and plenty of loving was the order of the day. Driving into the tunnel of love, it feels like I'm being transported into this romantic wonderland. A wonderland leading me to the love of my life, food. Please, may I have a double chili cheese? Double chili cheese meal. Yes, please. Everyone who's working here at McDonald's is so friendly, so full of love. I'm truly feeling the Valentine's Day spirit. Hi. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, how cute is this? I couldn't think of a better way of spending my Valentine's Day than with you, me, and MacD's. So rumor has it Somizi and his Beu Mohale are inside. I think I should go catch up with them and get some much-needed tips on love. We're here at McDonald's celebrating the ultimate day of love with South Africa's favorite couple, Obut Bay. It being Valentine's Day, I want to find out from you two, what is your secret recipe to love?
Communicate the basics, but more than anything, the lesser you live for opinions, the better.
Our secret is to talk about anything and everything. Because I'm more of an introvert, he's teaching me to also talk about everything. So I think that's the secret.
I love that. I want to play a quick game with you guys.
Okay.
Finish off my sentence. I love Somizi most when he...
Makes me feel important.
Mohale looks best when he...
He's wearing his suits.
Ooh. One day I can't wait to do this with Somizi.
Buy houses in all provinces of South Africa.
I love that one. Absolutely love that. And my perfect date is?
We enjoy lunches, afternoon lunches. They are the best.
Some of us are still looking for love. What advice do you have for us, oldies, youngies, people who are new to the dating game? What is your key?
Follow your gut, and you never know. Try it, make sure the right things are ticked before we get to the step of saying, oh, this is the relationship.
As a person, when you really want to find love, make it about you as well.
Whilst Somizi and Mohale were serving couple goals, I had to go see if everyone else was feeling loved up.
The secret to love is knowing who you are before you know your partner, before allowing your partner to know who you are.
If you were to buy an imaginary partner or your bae something from McDonald's, what would it be?
I think it would be a McFeast Deluxe. I think that's a bit juicy, a bit spicy, a little bit of everything, you know, just to balance everything out, I think.
I kind of like that order. Do you agree?
I definitely agree. It's my favorite, it's my boyfriend's favorite. It's our go-to, basically.
Oh, what I would buy for Bay would be a spicy Cajun, extra spicy.
My partner and I are breakfast people, so I'll definitely get him the brewery breakfast bun. That's my favorite.
Ooh, love to me is understanding, respect, and communication.
Love is compromise, firstly. It's happiness, and it's being kind to each other.
Heading into the tunnel of love, it felt like I was being transported into the most romantic wonderland. A wonderland leading me to my #1 love. Food. I'm loving it. I mean, I'm still feeling the love from Valentine's Day.
There was a lot of love. There was a lot of love. But you really do well at this third wheel thing, huh? That was
I'm a professional third wheeler.
That was impressive.
Hire me, tweet me, I got you.
Next Valentine's Day, you know, I'm just saying.
Happily.
We move on to a different type of love. Now, of course, we love our children, and that's why we're very perplexed sometimes when things happen that isn't something we expected. Having a child with epilepsy can be one of the most difficult things any parent can go through, especially if they're not aware that their child has epilepsy. Now, this was the case with Taryn Miller, who discovered her son had epilepsy after he suddenly collapsed to the floor whilst playing with his sister.
This is a story that I think all of our viewers at home are shook by. When I first heard about your story, I was like, what happened? Your Sunday afternoon changed. Your 18-month-old fell to the ground. What did you do? What did you think? Share that moment with me.
So my husband and I, we rushed him to the hospital, and he was then the doctor then saw him, and he was still having the seizure. His seizure was 15 minutes long, and before the doctor could give him the medication, he stopped breathing. So the doctor then referred us to another hospital where his pediatrician was, and there they sent him for more scans, MRI scans, and the MRI came back clear. He then went for an EEG. It's where they place the plugs onto the head and they monitor the brain waves, and that came back abnormal. So the pediatrician told us that he has his frontal lobe was overactive. So
emotionally for you as parents, that was really, really hard to go through. Although I'm looking at this young man, Emmett, you're a real little superhero, huh? Everybody else was scared, but you're in control. You're like a superhero, hey? Are you a superhero? Yes, you are. So I can see he's handling everything very well, and that's the wonderful thing about these young little people. If they've got such incredible spirits. But emotionally for you and your husband, how's it been?
It's been a tough journey, but we managed to speak about it with Epilepsy SA. So we have like a parent support group there at the center.
And what other kind of interventions, besides, of course, the medication that your son is taking, that people can come together? You've already spoken about the support group.
We had a seminar on Thursday where we attended. It was epilepsy symposium. We attended that, and we spoke about. We had the professors there, doctors there.
So to get as much information as possible.
Yes.
Because I suppose that's the other thing, is that knowledge does empower you also as a parent to do the right thing when things happen.
Yes.
Emma, tell me, is your sister, does she help you and do you play together nicely?
Yes.
And is your sister always there for you? That's good. And it's so nice that you came with your mom to come and help your mom to talk about all of these important things, huh? Hey, Emmett?
Oh, my little
He's
boy.
just the most... Actually, can I come and sit here next to you, huh? I want to come and sit. Support from your family. I mean, that's also essential because it is something hard for you as a family to go through. Of course, you have a very strong superhero, but have you had enough support from your family as well?
Always, all the time. Our parents are always there for us. at work also, when we need to go to the doctor, the managers allow us to do that. So I would say yes, we have enough support.
I mean, I'm definitely joining the family.
Joanna, I'm enjoying this image. Is so cute, huh? And what do you like watching on TV, huh? Do you watch Afternoon Express? It's okay, you can just lie and say so much.
Mom, I want to find out from you, since Emmett has been on the medication, has he experienced any seizures since? How has he developed over the years with epilepsy?
He had 2 seizures after he's been on the medication, but it wasn't that long. The first seizure was 15 minutes long. After the medication, it was only 2 to 3 minutes long.
So it's definitely had a positive effect on it. You know how to deal with it now, and you know that it's actually making it better.
Yes.
And Emmett seems absolutely, he's not worried about it at all. So for you as well, I think as a parent, to manage it means that he feels safe and confident and in a safe environment.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong. Yes.
Absolutely beautiful family. I'm definitely adopted right along because...
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just enjoying this little man's energy that he brings here. And thank you so much for coming to share your story with us, because I think it's also one of those things, it's a very hard journey to go on, but you're not alone, and that's the important thing. Thanks for sharing that with all of our viewers. And of course, if you do need more information, Epilepsy South Africa, we do have the information on the screen, and people can go and check out and find a bit more, find out some more about it, and also maybe interact on our Facebook page if you have any more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. We love hearing from you. Now, after the break, we shake off all the Monday blues with a chat and an energetic performance from an upcoming band called Sanka Experience. See you after the break. It is a Monday, but we are about to shake off those Monday blues with this incredible, talented group. First time on TV, first exclusive here on Afternoon Express. Trust us to be bringing you all the magic in 2019. Now, the Sanka Experiment is not your typical band. Made up of 6 band members, they have a unique, fluid, and historically sensitive approach to making music, fusing instruments like bass, guitars, drums, vuvuzelas, and shakers. Their spiritual and ancestral sounds tell a story of who they are as a global community without race, color, or nation. With their music written in isiZulu, Sotho, and English, their presence on stage leaves you in a healing mode. During sound check, I got goosebumps. The ululating, the sounds, it's something that I've never heard before, but your name is also something I haven't heard before. Sanka Experiment.
Yes.
Break it down for me.
Basically, it has a double meaning. Sanka simply means the sun is out. So we thought, hey, it's such a long name saying the sun is out experiment, you know? So why not use the You know, we must always remember that we're people of the South and South Africa is our home, you know. We must always remember where we come from. Hence, we always tap back and we say our music's a little bit ancestral, you know, so we always remember where we come from.
What is it about the sun that evoked such emotion that you had to put it in your name?
You can only see beautiful things underneath the sun. That's the only time you get to see stuff.
I love that. I love that. You guys are looking so festive, so colorful. I love the garments. I don't know, the art, I think. It's just more than garments. Talk to me about your look.
Our look, basically, when we paint, it's basically a mark of the path that we've taken with our spiritual journey as musicians. So that's basically, it marks where we're going and where we're from, and actually who we are as a people. So it's basically a mark of where we're going. So we've chosen this path. So yeah, it identifies us everywhere we go.
I love that. You guys stand out. Your music stands out. I love the ritual that you're bringing in. I love the culture that you bring in. Celebrating South Africa, Sanka's music pays homage to a rich ancestral heritage of South Africa. They describe their music as healing music, and they hope that it brings about healing to you as you watch them perform a song called Samburera. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
I love that. The Sanka Experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, take it away. Joanne holding it down to us.
Trying. But I mean, this was just so invigorating, so incredible. So thank you so much for bringing the energy of Sanka.
Good night and God bless on that note.
Thank you so much for being part of all of this. You are amazing.
It's been so good.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.